Virtuoso Setup and Operations Video. This video will summarize the setup and operation of the Ascension Virtuoso 5460p series portable wheelchair lift. Please refer to the manuals provided with the lift for complete instructions and important safety information. The Ascension Virtuoso 5460p series lifts are designed for portability and are usable for a wide range of applications. The lift can be used to service landings up to 60 inches in height and has a maximum passenger load of 750 pounds. The Ascension Virtuoso lift is simple and easy to use. To run the lift, simply press and hold up or down at any of the 3 operating stations. If a switch is released, the lift will stop. The lower platform gate is locked during travel and will not unlock until the lift has reached the lower landing at ground level. The lift will stop automatically once it reaches the lower landing. Both gates are self-closing so that the user does not need to pull the gates closed. For safety, the lift will not run until both gates are closed. As the lift begins to leave the lower landing, the lower platform gate will lock. The upper platform gate does not lock as it is blocked from opening unless the lift car is at the upper landing. However, the lift will stop if the gate is opened. At any point during travel, the emergency stop switch may be pressed to halt lift operation and sound the audible alarm. Reset the switch to resume normal operation. The lift will stop automatically once it reaches the upper landing as set by the height adjustment mechanism. The dock plate folds down when the upper platform gate is opened. The dock plate bridges the gap between the lift and the landing. One of the key distinguishing features of the Virtuoso lift is the safety skirt, which physically prevents access to the underside of the lift. For additional safety, the safety skirt is equipped with switches that will not allow the lift to run down when the skirt is depressed. The lift is equipped with a tilt sensor that will prevent operation of the lift when the lift is not placed on sufficiently level ground for safe operation. The lift can be powered from a standard 120 volt AC 15 amp wall outlet. The ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, automatically isolates the lift electrically from the power source should an electrical ground fault occur. Press Test to interrupt power to the lift and ensure that the GFCI is working. Press Reset to restore power. Please note that when an extension cord is used with the lift, the extension cord is not protected by the GFCI device. Refer to the manual for complete instructions on using an extension cord with the lift. The inline electrical disconnect may be used to disconnect or restore power to the lift. Alternatively, the on-off switch behind the left-hand access panel may be switched off to disable the lift. Switch it on to resume normal operation. The hydraulic hand pump may be used to manually raise or lower the lift car in the event of a loss of power to the lift, or any other time that electrical power is unavailable. The hand pump can be accessed through either the inner or outer right-hand access panel. To raise the lift car, pump the handle. To lower the lift car, pump the handle while depressing the black button next to the pump. Near the hand pump is the hydraulic shutoff valve that may be closed to block fluid flow to the cylinders and physically prevent the lift car from moving. Open the valve to resume normal operation. Setup. Installing the casters for portability. To set up the Virtuoso portable lift for use, first put it onto its casters so that it may be wheeled to the desired setup location. Start by plugging in the lift so that the up-down operating switches may be used to operate the lift and expedite installation of the casters. At any point, if power is unavailable, simply use the hand pump located behind the right-hand side access panels to move the lift up or down. See the inside of the access panels for instructions on using the hand pump. Run the lift all the way down so that it is fully retracted. This will unlock the front gate. To install the casters, first open the front gate and prop it open with the hold open washer on the door closer. Next, open the inner left-hand side access panel and move the height adjustment knob to the transport position. Close the panel. Now take the barrel key provided with the lift and insert it into the override key switch on the front operating station. Turn and hold the key while pressing an up operating switch to run the lift up until it stops automatically. Use of the override key in transport mode allows the lift to run despite the front gate being open, but only for the first 10 inches of travel. Next, open the right-hand section of the lift car floor and remove the 2 casters from their storage brackets underneath the hydraulic cylinders. Install the swivel caster at the front of the lift and the rigid caster in the back. Insert the lock pins to secure the casters in place. Return the floor to its original position. Repeat for the other side. Once all 4 casters have been installed, use the override key switch while pressing down to lower the lift car onto the casters. Continue to hold the switches until the base is fully raised, roughly 3 inches off the ground, and the front gate interlock swords retract. Close the front gate. If desired, latch the back gate. Unplug the electrical cord and coil it inside the lift car. The lift is now ready for transport. To set up the lift for use, first position it in the desired location with the back end 2 to 4 inches from and approximately parallel to the edge of the landing that the lift will be providing access to. Provide at minimum 2 inches of clearance on each side of the lift, or 12 inches of clearance minimum where the adjacent wall or structure is not smooth and continuous. This will help avoid injuries to wandering arms and fingers. Once the lift is positioned, it is time to remove the casters. To do so, start by plugging in the lift. Ensure that the ground underneath the lift base is clear of any obstructions, such as the lift's power cord. Next, open the front gate and prop it open with the hold open washer. If necessary, open the inner left-hand access panel and ensure the lift is set to transport mode. Next, use the override key switch while pressing up to run the lift up until it stops automatically, approximately 10 inches off the ground. Next, open the right-hand section of the lift car floor. Pull the pins and remove each caster from its lift car bracket. Reinstall the pins and return the casters to their storage brackets underneath the hydraulic cylinders. Return the floor to its original position. Repeat for the other side. Once all 4 casters have been removed, use the override key switch while pressing down to lower the lift car to the floor. Close the front gate. You have now completed removing the casters. To finish setting up the lift, the stop height for the upper landing must be set. This step must be performed each time the lift is relocated. Failure to do so could result in serious injury to the user. To set the stop height, first open the inner left-hand side access panel and move the height adjustment knob to the maximum height position, 60 inches, to ensure that the lift will not stop itself during the next step. Next, use an operating station to run the lift up until the platform floor is approximately level with the upper landing. If the rear gate was latched, unlatch it now. Open the upper landing gate completely and verify that the dock plate rests securely on the upper landing and provides a smooth, level, and safe transition to and from the lift car. Adjust the lift up or down if necessary. When the lift platform is at the correct height, reposition the height adjustment knob until it clicks into place. Tighten it to hold this position. To ensure that the stop height was properly set, lower the lift car several inches, then raise it again until it stops automatically. Verify the lift is stopping at the correct height. Reposition the height adjustment knob if necessary. When finished, close the access panel. The lift is now ready for use. Removal and storage. When finished with the lift and ready to move it to another location or storage, reinstall the casters as described earlier in this video. If moving the lift to storage, while the casters may be left installed during storage, it is strongly recommended that the base be lowered to rest on the floor to remove stress from the lift. If power is unavailable, this may be done using the hand pump. Additionally, the lift should always be stored indoors with the power cord coiled and placed in the lift. Thank you for watching.